Good morning, everyone. I'm CP Polish, your host, and welcome to the Writer's Mind. Today, I thought we'd dive into a little bit of a thing called people watching. It's one of those that when we talk about it, it's like our search histories. It's very a niche thing. You hear people watching people like, you watching people? What? Were you one of those? But it's really just all it is for us is studying. We all do it. If we're sitting in a restaurant and we hear, a confrontation happening, we pretend not to listen. We may not watch, but we just kind of listen, and stuff like that. So it's basically research. But one of the best things as a writer is even just sitting outside somewhere, just watching people do the normal day. Like, how do people react? For me, I like to just see just normal everyday thing. Like someone's walking their dog. What does their dog do? Does the dog do this? Does the dog do that? How they react to it. How do people around them react? And just, it's something, for me, it's a necessary thing to pay attention to that because it's not scripted. It's not like watching TV and they're told to do this, go here, act this way. It's just people just acting normally. And it's a great way to incorporate into our characters, make our characters more believable. One of the things I get nailed in this every time I'm editing. Every time. I love to show the characters shaking their heads or smiling or just rubbing their heads or whatever. Because that's what I do. It's what I see a lot of people doing. And when you have several paragraphs like, oh, he smiled, she smiled, he nodded, she nodded, it's like, yeah, it's redundant. It gets redundant. But that's part of the people watching. I go back to this is what editors for. It's as good as we are. It's like we do miss that. We don't catch our own idiosyncrasies like that. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we don't, because we're trying to convey like that personality, or the personalness between the two people, the relationship, and it's more at ease. So it depends what we're trying to do. If we're going to take it half now, but it's like, it's something what we see people doing. How do people react? You're in a store and drive-through, just not getting in a store and waiting to cash out. People sitting there just talking in line. Just a couple of these randomly, just two strangers. They see a title of a magazine. They start talking about that. Like how they react. How do you react to the situation? That's one thing I love to say. Like, okay, well, if this is happening, how am I going to react? Am I going to be happy? Am I going to be sad? Am I going to be like, why bother me? Again, it depends on your mood. And again, different moods. Someone may just be having a bad day. Someone may wake up and just not like people. It happens. Other times people wake up and life is the greatest thing in the world. People are the greatest thing in the world. Embrace everything, endless love, and it can be super annoying, especially if you're the opposite mood. But again, that's kind of nice to see because it'll annoy the one person, but the person will also want to be polite and not hurt them or not start something. Or maybe they'll be like, you know what, I'm tired of this. Well, bleep this, bleep you. But most times it's more about keeping the peace, just getting along. And it's cool to see it, just to see what they do. How do they do it when someone's talking, when they're just truly annoyed? Do they start, going through the magazines and, while they're waiting to be checked out? They just start looking at candy like, pick it up, but just little, things people do. I said, we all do it. I mean, I love reading the article titles. I'll look at the candy like, that looks good. I shouldn't get it, but it looks good. I love Snickers bars. What can I say? And it's like sometimes it's not even when someone's talking to us. We're just looking in general. For myself, and sometimes I want to look at them. I want to, give them that respect. A lot of people at that. Other people aren't. I'll be like, yeah, that's good. They just go back to their own thing. I'm in my shell. Leave me alone. I'm being polite. I was very personable. How do people react? Like I said, when they're out walking and it starts raining all of a sudden, do they run? They say, well, I'm wet anyway. Just deal with it, or just different things. It's just fun to watch how people will react. And when we incorporate our characters, it makes it so much more fun, and it makes it so much more realistic. However they do it, whether it's a fun interaction, benign interaction, the simplest things. Just someone doing laundry. Did they use a basket? Did they just shove it in a bag? Did they fold it? Do they not care? It's amazing. All these little things have a story to them, and all of them always make our writing so much better and bring up our characters alive so much more. So it's fun to dive into. It's fun to watch it. You know, people watch it, just imagine different things. You know, it gives different ideas. You know, what do you like? Do you like the people watch, or do you just kind of just imagine in your own head how people react? You know, because we all have our different systems. I like to hear what yours is. So please let me know in the comments below how you go about creating your characters and making them realistic and, you know, personable. And I'll see you guys next time. Until then, have a great one. Thank you for your time.